Manifestors are here to know their impact. Today's video is all about initiating and making an impact as a manifestor. My name is Karen McMullen. I am a manifesting generator. However, I have brought together 5 manifestor women and interviewed them all about being a manifestor. And I'm sharing this information in a series of videos called The Empowered Manifestor. If you are interested in hearing more and staying in the loop about this series, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. Let's get started. So quick review, the manifestor refers to the aura type, meaning what are the properties of the energetic presence of this particular group of people, which represent 9% of the population. The manifestor aura is closed and repelling. So this is not to be confused with the personality of a manifestor. Especially in many manifestor women, they can be very feminine, very kind, very warm, and yet their energetic presence is saying, get out of my way, and is difficult to get close to because of the closed and repelling aura. This is by design, and it's designed that way so that the manifestor, as it moves through the world independently, it is moving energy out of its way, and it is making an impact.
I do perceive it. Yes, that I do. I have an impact on other people. Most times positive, but there are times when it is not as positive as I would like it to be. Yes, I can feel the impact. That is, I can feel the energetic impact, I must say.
I had a lot to learn about that. It's like manifestors are like meteorites hitting the earth. That's what I was told. And so whenever I put something out there, I have to remember that I'm a meteorite coming to impact. And so what kind of meteorite do I want to be? And that's what I have to remember.
The manifestor has this incredible gift of making things happen because it's really designed to do. It's the most yang type. It's not designed to do in the same way that the generator is designed to kind of slog and generate and work over time. The manifestor is more designed to go after what it wants and to initiate. So when we're looking at the manifestor, it can be really helpful just to contrast the manifestor with the generator, since 70% of the population are generators, and we live in a generator world. I'm doing a whole other video about how manifestors are conditioned to be like generators, and I will put the link up there as soon as it is ready. Unlike generators who have this attractive aura that's attracting to them everything that's right for them, and the generator is really here to wait for stimulus in its outside world to respond to, the manifestor is not here to wait for anything to come to them. They don't need a sign, they don't need a cue, they don't need a signal, they don't need a stimulus. In fact, the opposite is true. They need to move from within themselves outward into the world and initiate action. Another way of saying that is that you need to go create your life. You need to go after what you want. You need to make it happen. You need to go do it. And you're designed for that. And it's very natural for a manifestor to do that.
As a business owner, I feel like being a manifestor is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because unlike generators who can sometimes get frustrated by the fact that they're supposed to wait, I get to do, and so being an entrepreneur, naturally I want to do, and because that's the thing that I'm supposed to do, it works out great. And so I have an idea and I just make it into a reality. And this has happened several times with me and my business, and it feels great. And so that part of it is a blessing, that I know that if I put my mind to something, it might not work out exactly the way that I had intended in the beginning, but some form of that idea will become a reality just because I know I can make it happen.
One of my biggest initiating moves as a manifestor in my life to date has been proposing to my boyfriend. And this is something that I really took a lot of time to feel into and to feel the rightness of it, because I didn't want it to be something that was trivial. I didn't want it to be something that came from my mind. It was more in response to the love between us, and I could feel that the relationship was moving to that next level. And for me to take that step and to initiate that next chapter with a proposal was incredibly well received from my boyfriend. And it also really set the stage for the dynamic between us as each of us were honoring our types in that way. Making this declaration to him and this commitment and asking this question allowed him, as a manifesting generator, to truly respond from the depth of him. And in relationships in general, I've really found that even being a woman, initiating doesn't mean taking over or taking charge. It actually just means to just spark that initial energy, because that's where the life force wants to go, and that's our role, is to create that spark, and then everything will unfold as a domino effect from that. And it was also quite similar when we first met. Whilst he did all of the courting, it was initiated by me making first contact, which showed him that my interest was there. It was informing him that my interest was there and that I was interested in him courting me. And by doing that, he was able to respond with clarity that he wasn't going to be rejected, that I was interested too. And then he just ran with it from that point on. So I really find in my personal relationships, professional as well as with friends, that sometimes it just takes that subtle step. And sometimes it's a big step, but it doesn't mean taking over or taking charge. It's actually starting the energy off in the first place. And then life takes over and the creative force does what she needs to do.
I initiate things, yes, I do. But very often also it is a choice. It is really a choice. I had a very, very recent example. This is, of course, talking about it, where somebody was complaining about somebody or other, and I had to put a stop to it. In the sense that I said to that person, I said, I really feel very, very sorry for this person that you are complaining so much about, because he really actually tries very, very hard. But I also feel very sorry for him because he tries so hard and he just misses the point. And what do you know? She's cried and everybody shouted at me and blah, blah, blah. And not even 3 weeks later, she's back with the person. I think that remark I made to her moved something within herself. Within her. And I just couldn't help laughing, actually. But I was very firm about it, you know. I said, quack, quack, quack. You went, and I said, you have to stop this, you know. And I feel very, very sorry for this particular person that you are yapping about.
That's the best answer. Thank you.
My daughter said to me, you go and apologize to her, because she cried. And I said to her, no, I'm not going to apologize. And I just sat down, because I spoke what I believed was my views, that you don't treat another person that way.
The secret is to manifest from your decision-making authority. So the place in you where you know what is right for you, from your body, not from your mind. The manifestor ends up creating ripples of chaos and resistance in their life by manifesting from their mind rather than from their authority. So sticking to your authority is so important for manifestors in order to really stay on track with what's really right for you to manifest. So your authority will either be emotional authority, splenic authority, or ego authority.
If you inform me about the whole situation, the reason why, and you ask me, then I have to sit and I have to feel into, is this right for me or not? Do I want to do it or not? Is it worth my time, and is it valuable? And I feel for me, because I'm here to serve collectively, I always look at, is this part of my mission or not? Like I said, I know my impact. I know what I'm here for. My mission here is to help heal this world, bring more peace to it. And so part of bringing peace to the world is the awareness of what's really going on underneath the surface. I'm a little bit different kind of manifestor in that I'm not, my chart's not all filled in. You know, my centers are not all filled in. They're very open. So I'm an empathic person, very, very highly, highly, highly empathic. And so I have to listen into what I feel and what I hear, because I'm clairaudient, and what I see and what I know. And so I share it. It's just as we're doing this interview here. I mean, I don't even know those questions. They're just coming to me. You know, it's like, oh, that's funny. The next question is this. I'm just being guided here on some other level. And I know, and I just share from my heart what I know is true. I'm a channel for the universe, and that is my impact.
So as you go about your life, initiating from your decision-making authority, you are creating an impact, no matter what you're doing. And oftentimes it can be really difficult for manifestors to come to terms with the fact that they are making an impact, because for them, it just seems so natural to go about their business as if it's just their own business and it has nothing to do with anyone else, when the opposite is true, that the manifestor is going to tend to be blind to their impact, when the truth is that they are making an impact and ripples of impact with whatever they do.
Definitely an ongoing journey, because I almost feel as though that I move through life with blinkers on, you know, and when I'm in an initiating phase, it's like I'm not seeing anything else around me. It's like this. And so, which is why it does make it tricky to think of informing others, because it's usually the last thing on my mind. And same goes in terms of the impact that I'm actually having on others. I'm completely not aware of it. And it's a huge learning curve to be able to, it's not even about pausing, it's actually just holding another awareness that is beyond the directive of the energy and where the creative life force is in fact taking me.
So it can be really helpful to begin to understand the impact that you're making by listening to people in your life, of understanding the impact that you're having on them, and actively seeking out information about the impact that you're having, and then also just slowing down your process just a little bit to consider who is going to be impacted by your actions or your non-actions.
For me, as a manifestor, another big learning curve has actually been understanding my impact. And in the process of living my design, I have incorporated certain things in my business specifically that help me to understand my impact. And a part of that is having a really comprehensive feedback process at the end of either working with a client or running a program or doing some sort of group facilitation. And in that feedback, a part of that isn't just to understand what I can do to improve the experience or to improve the program. A part of it really is to demystify, for me, what the hell just happened for this person. A part of me can feel the shift or the transformation in them, but it's almost as though, and I'm not sure if this is a part of my design, there's a part of me that doesn't fully grasp or comprehend the impacts that I have truly had until it's actually returned to me in language and in words, and ideally explicitly. So this feedback process of having this established in my business has helped me immensely to grow in my line of work, as well as to really understand, wow, that little thing that I said at the beginning of the session, that you know, had this ricochet effect onto XYZ. And I almost get this sense somehow that there's also a part of me, perhaps it's a manifestor thing, that almost takes for granted and or downplays my impact. So to have things reflected back to me verbally is almost like there's no denying it, and it's been incredibly helpful in terms of my own growth for me as an individual and as a soul, as well as my work. So in fact, it's been quite imperative.
Once you've considered the impact, then it comes to informing, and I did a whole video just about informing, so you can find that there. A manifestor who is truly aware of the impact that they make and operating from a place of empowerment, clarity from their inner authority, not from their mind, and is informing people, is really in a state of refinement and moving with peace as they are not interfered with as they go about their life. And it's truly a beautiful thing to witness. Obviously, it takes time to learn how to be that way and to unlearn years of conditioning. So if you are just beginning your process as a manifestor, please don't give up. I hear a lot from manifestors who have been really beaten down by conditioning and who have lost touch with their impact, who don't feel confident to just go out there and initiate and go after what they want because of the fear of rejection. Manifestors face rejection as an ongoing life theme because initiating action requires them to step out into the world and put forth what they truly want. And there's always a risk in that they will be faced with rejection. So learning to accept that and handle that as a part of the manifestation process is so important, because otherwise you won't go after what you want.
Rejection is something I've dealt with all my life, and that place of always doubting myself, second guessing myself again and again and again. I wouldn't say that I've mastered it, but I've learned through the support of some really close friends, and their support has helped me, I wouldn't say overcome rejection, but move forward anyway. So it's not like the fear goes away completely, but I've learned, in particular in my older years, to take the steps anyway.
Ra uses the example, if you think of a high school dance, the manifestor is constantly the one that has to walk across the gym and then ask someone else to dance, which is, just, if you think about how much courage it takes to do that when you're a teenager, just imagine doing that for your entire life and having to face potential rejection all the time. However, know that as a manifestor, you are here to be the one that does that, and that you're intended for that. So as you're following your authority, there's a certain amount of trust in the process that you are here to manifest, and that you stepping out across the gym to ask someone to dance is how it's meant to be, and go for it. Because if you don't, you're not going to live the life you're here for.
The curse part of it is there's also this underlying fear of rejection, just like there is with romantic relationships, because I know that I'm solely responsible for whatever happens. And I also, my business is that I'm a dance instructor, and so I have to sell myself. It's not even like I'm selling somebody else's product. I'm selling myself, my skills, my knowledge. And so when that doesn't get received well, then it all comes down on me. And that fear of rejection has actually, stopped me in a lot of places in my professional life. And it's a process to learn to get over that and to know that that's just a normal part of being a manifestor, and that, I think for everybody, in order to achieve greatness, you do have to push yourself beyond where you feel comfortable. And that fear of rejection is definitely a barrier that I continue to kind of work around, because it is a super strong pull on me professionally.
So I'm humbled, and there's like a little tears that want to come up right now of just saying that I'm humbled to learn that I do need help. I do need support. I do need people that believe in me around me to make it through and take steps forward through the rejection fear. And it's worked out very beautifully.
I hope you go out there and feel empowered to go after what you want, to inform people along the way, and to take that risk of rejection by initiating. I always love to hear from you what you took away from the video. As a teacher, that just makes my day. So feel free to leave a comment. And also, you may want to check out my website, karenmcmullen.ca, or connect with me through Instagram. On my website, you'll see I do offer human design readings as well as channeled readings. And I have helped several of my Manifestor clients to really go for that idea that they've had in the back of their brain about what they want to do and who they want to be. And in my channeled readings, I can really tune into the energetic signature of your essential self and who you are here to be, and just encourage you and give you that nudge in that direction. So it's a pleasure to be with you. And in the next video, we're going to be exploring the conditioning to be like a generator. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And until then, take care. So today we'll be exploring all about, in today's video, we'll be learning all about the impact